This was my first 24-hour race, and what you're about to see is a collection of highlights from my stints throughout the event. Some great overtakes, a few mistakes, some intense traffic management, and plenty of action around the Nordschleife. Coming up to this blue flag car, I was expecting them to move over to the right more. That didn't happen, and I didn't want to turn into them, so I had to take a track cut and hit the sand, which slowed me down even more. Coming up behind what I believe ended up being P2 overall in the Cup class, Team Tradition Sim Sports. These guys were insanely fast, like doing GT3 lap times. Their PB was 8:17. Since this was my first real encounter with traffic during the race, I was taking my time. I wanted to get a feel for their braking points and habits before committing to an overtake. Pulling up to this car was an interesting experience. It was trying to leave some breathing room for them, just because I saw them bouncing off this track, like fishtailing there when they were rejoining. I didn't want to put too much pressure on them, and when I pulled up close enough to them, give them a little heads up that I'm there and I'm looking to pass. I understand that a faster car behind you in this section is very intimidating. I hope that they weren't trying to make space for me to pass them. I really was not intending to do that. I was feeling a little confident here. It was a little risky, but it worked. just pulling in for my first short stop, changing my tires and refueling. Oh, and the GT4, perfect time to get in front of me. I was a bit nervous through here. Tire caught the grass and I'm caught in a spin. As I was spinning, I was thinking to myself, oh my god, I hope that there's a big enough gap between me and the car behind that they slow down enough. So my car had a little bit of aero damage and some suspension damage. 10 seconds slower a lap. But I only had like 2 laps remaining, so I was just gonna complete my stint and do a driver swap. Pulling into pits, you can kind of see how my wheel is leaning a bit. And come back later for another stint. I'm not sure what happened, but the audio is kind of weird with the cars from here on out. I think it was because of how long the recording was of my session. Debating if I go for an overtake on that little stretch of straightaway before the fast right-hand turn. A Porsche in front of me at this point had me very scared. They went wide. I really thought that they were going to go off track and just slingshot back on, spinning out. I was kind of expecting this guy to let me pass on the left here, but that did not happen. I always get a bit nervous whenever there's a car pulling out of pit lane. Their tires are pretty cold, they have a full load of fuel, and I'm just wondering if they are going to stop in time and not hit the back of me. I think that they were in P6 at this time. They did end up finishing P4 overall. Italia Racing Team 355 with a PB 802. I think they just finished doing a pit stop, so they have cold tires and a lot of fuel. I'm looking for an opportunity to get past them. I think this is about 7-10 hours into the race, possibly. I'm not looking to race them as if this was a sprint or anything like that, so taking my time, and I know because their car is so heavy, I just need to stay close to them and take them on a long straight or a wide turn. Very happy with that overtake. I was just like, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm coming in for a short stop. That's fuel and tires. This is another 10th turn. get stuck behind this cup car for quite a while. Starting to kind of get a little frustrated in some sections where I felt like could have let me pass. I'm being a bit more cautious around them just because I notice how dinged up their car is, so there's a good chance that they're in some incidents. Pass them, they turn in and they hit my back end. You kind of see I lose control a little bit and I have to brake. I received some aero damage from that, but whatever, we survived. I thought I was gonna send this guy flying off the track. Yeah, so it turns out that the guy who hit me, yeah, takes this guy out, unfortunately. Just going in for a short stop, so it's fuel and tires. I was kind of hoping that they would have let me through and pass on the left. these two are racing it out pretty hard. I could see something happening, so I was trying to find a good place to get past them, but keeping a safe distance. It was kind of interesting to try to get by this cup car. So this is the last of my lap 18. When I exit pit, I'll be on lap 19, just doing a long stop and finishing 6 more laps to do a driver swap, and I'm done my stints. The best way that I can think of explaining the fatigue, imagine when you are watching a replay and you have it on fast forward. Every lap from here on out felt like that. I'm becoming very irritable at this point. My hands are killing me. I get that fast forward replay syndrome happening, and I am just done. This is my 20th lap in a row at this point. I just cannot focus. Took some pretty bad aero damage on the rear wing. The front splitter is yellow, a little bit of suspension damage on the left side. Trying to keep the car on the track is very difficult. I'm just going to nurse the car home and do a driver swap. I just want to say thanks to James Starr for making the livery and bringing our car to life. It looked amazing out there on the track. I want to say thank you to AC Friends for hosting this and allowing us to take part in the event with them. I also want to say thank you to the Full Force Sim community. Having you guys show up on the live stream, giving shout outs was it was nice to see and much appreciated. Thank you for every lap, every stint, and every strategy call. Dimitri put a lot of work into the strategy and the setups as well. Can't thank you enough for that. And thank you to my teammates. You guys were amazing out there. I had lots of good laughs and can't wait to do this again.